Sawadee krab, good morning and welcome to Newsline. We're airing live on NBT Radio Thailand FM 88 and NBT World. Today is Sunday, September 6th, 2015. My name is Surapal Lautharanarit. Let's begin with today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. First up, following his official visit to the Philippines, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has affirmed that both nations agreed to strengthen bilateral cooperation in several areas. In his weekly televised address, General Prayut commented on his recent trip to the Philippines on August 27th and 28th, saying he had an opportunity to meet with the Philippine President on the enhancement of bilateral cooperation, especially in the area of security. He said all relevant ministries have been assigned to put into concrete action the results of the visit. Meanwhile, in regard to the restive situation in the Deep South, Prime Minister Prayut said improvements are gradually being seen. He vowed that his government will continue to do its best to restore peace and order in the region, adding that all security operations are being carried out in accordance with both Thai and international laws. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha has confirmed that the government will always take the fiscal discipline into account when implementing its economic stimulus measures. Prime Minister Prayut disclosed that the government is urgently driving forward its policy to support small investment projects, such as the renovation of schools and government buildings. The placement of emphasis on small projects is intended to quickly stimulate employment and distribute income, as budget disbursement can be made more easily. At the same time, the Premier insisted that both domestic and foreign investments need to be promoted, while the establishment of special economic zones must be conducted in a systematic, transparent, and cost-effective manner. General Prayut clarified that the economic measures being adopted by the government are not considered populist policies, as they are truly designed for the benefit of the people. He also promised that every project is in compliance with the fiscal discipline of the country and will be closely supervised by concerned officials. Colonel Winthai Suwari, spokesperson of the National Council for Peace and Order, or NCPO, urged Thai people to welcome foreign tourists with friendship and goodwill and to provide eyes and ears for their safety. In his statement on the TV pool, Colonel Winthai said the NCPO's Situation Monitoring Center realized that tourism was the first sector affected by the August 17th explosion, but the positive image could be brought back with the help of the Thai people. Deputy Permanent Secretary for Tourism and Sports, Khajon Virachai, reported in the same program that the ministry has provided assistance to the injured and families of the deceased. Tourism Minister Gopkan Wattanawarangkoon and senior officials who also visited all victims and paid them compensations they were entitled to under the law. Among the 20 persons killed in the explosion, 6 were Thais, 5 Chinese, 5 Malaysians, 2 Hong Kong, 1 Indonesian, and 1 Singaporean. The ministry has paid compensation to 14 of the deaths with 300,000 baht each. Among the 66 injured tourists, 15 are still in the hospital and 5 are in the ICU. The ministry has also stationed its officials at all hospitals to assure the injured that they will not be neglected. Besides, many private sector units, such as Hakka Association, had helped support accommodations of the victims' families and paid 200,000 baht in funeral expense to each family of the deceased. Deputy Prime Minister for Economic Affairs Somkit Jatusi Pitak has attended a meeting on assistance measures for SMEs and instructed 3 ministries to join hands in helping them. The Deputy Prime Minister said that the meeting agreed to help SMEs access capital more easily by having the Government Savings Bank provide them with loans. The Ministries of Industry, Commerce, and Information and Communication Technology would also help strengthen SMEs by educating them about business and product development. Mr. Somkit said he would ask the Cabinet to approve a budget of 102.5 billion baht to financially assist SMEs on September 8th. Deputy Minister of Commerce Suwit Mesinsi said the ministry had prepared 3 assistance measures for SMEs. The first measure is to expand trade channels in Thailand and other countries by establishing central retail wholesale markets where products are sold to farmers. The other measures seek to develop products and educate SMEs on internal management. The Ministry of Finance has attributed the diving Consumer Confidence Index to the government's belated budget distribution, but believes small investment projects would revive consumer sentiment. In response to the latest Consumer Confidence Index that sank to a new low in 15 months, Finance Minister Apisak Tantiwarawong explained that consumers were disheartened with the delay in eagerly anticipated government infrastructure investments, since the budgets were unable to reach the mega projects in a timely manner. A recent survey by the Center for Economic and Business Forecasting of the University of the Thai Chamber of Commerce reported that the Consumer Confidence Index in August dropped to 72.3, the lowest over the past 15 months. Mr. Apisak said that the government's investment stimulus measures for small projects would allow for faster budget spending, thus helping consumers' confidence rebound in the near future. The government will at the same time promote private investments by offering more incentives to operators. The Finance Minister added that the second phase of economic stimulus measures would focus more on small and medium enterprises, with the Ministry of Industry taking the leading role. The plan will be discussed at the Cabinet meeting next week. The Ministry of Energy will propose its plan to adjust the price of liquefied petroleum gas, or LPG, at a meeting next week. Energy Minister General Anantaporn Kantanarat said the Ministry of Energy and the Energy Policy and Planning Committee would discuss a plan to lower the retail price of LPG in line with the global market trend. The Ministry of Energy earlier last month reduced the retail price of LPG by 1 baht per kilogram, or 54 stang per liter. The current LPG price is 22.96 baht per liter. The price of LPG in the global market has been falling since late last year. General Anantaporn also disclosed that the National Legislative Assembly had been reviewing the Petroleum Act to identify loopholes that might put the government at a disadvantage. He said the modification of the Petroleum Act was expected to be completed and approved soon, so that the 21st round of oil concession bidding could begin no later than October. According to the Energy Minister, the long-delayed oil concession bidding should take place as soon as possible to ensure power security. The latest survey by the Center for Economic and Business Forecasting, or CEBF, of the University of the Thai Chamber of Commerce has found that the country's collective household debt has reached a 10-year high. CEBF Director Thanawat Ponvichai disclosed that around 80% of Thai families are in debt. An estimated 42% of the households borrow money from both bank institutions and non-bank operators. The average Thai family incurs a debt of 250,000 baht, a 13% jump from last year. Most debtors seek loans to cope with daily expenses and to pay back previous loans from non-bank creditors. Those working in the agro industry generally take out loans to compensate losses related to natural disasters. To alleviate household debt, the CEBF urged the government to help low-income earners through nano-finance businesses to wean debtors off from loan sharks. The government was also advised to expedite budget disbursement and state investments in different provinces to stimulate employment. The Kaoqiao Open Zoo welcomes its new baby red-shanked duke, one of the rarest and most beautiful animals in the world. According to Suriya Sangpong, director of the Kaoqiao Open Zoo, the zoo's female red-shanked duke gave birth to a healthy new male, which will soon be available for public viewing. The red-shanked duke is a species of Old World monkey, one of the most colorful of all primates. The monkey is sometimes called the costumed ape for its extravagant appearance. The red-shanked duke is native to Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia. And that's the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Before we take a quick break, let's have a look at the exchange rates and commodity prices.
To maintain a strong nation, Thailand is promoting 12 core values for the good of the people. The fifth core value: maintaining preservation of Thai traditions and cultures.
Even if we don't see them, they are amongst us. And they're hungry. Slay your power-sucking monsters. Take their power away. Think when you plug.
Welcome to ASEAN, a community comprised of 10 countries, each with its unique culture and history, now unifying to bring added prosperity to the region. For centuries, each country remained independent, but now we are coming together to compete in the 21st century globalized world. ASEAN is bringing together more than 600 million citizens and a total land area of 4.4 million square kilometers, and is providing economic opportunities, trade, travel, and new educational possibilities. The combined GDP of all 10 ASEAN countries comes to a total of $2.4 trillion, which means the ASEAN entity ranks amongst the world's major economic powers. The future is here. Welcome to ASEAN, the community of opportunities. The Southeast Asia region is now becoming one.
Multiple perspectives, insightful commentary on Thailand with The Insider every Sunday morning at 10:30 on NBT and NBT World.
Welcome back. You're watching Newsline. Thailand has hosted its first ministerial conference on labor cooperation in the CLMVT MTV, where the Prime Minister called for greater regulation of migrant labor. The conference was held at the Dusit Thani Hotel under the theme Enhancing Labor Cooperation on Migration for Employment in the CLMTV. The CLMTV group consists of Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand, and Vietnam. Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha said Thailand has the largest influx of migrant labor, which he believes can become a human trafficking liability in the future. He called for cooperation from neighboring countries to ensure legal migrant labor and standard employment practices. The Premier also pushed for agreements on agricultural prices, which he argued would reduce intra-regional competition and strengthen the CLMTV's leverage as a leading food producer of the world. The disaster relief team of the Royal Thai Armed Forces has returned to Thailand after having completed the humanitarian mission in Myanmar. The Royal Thai Armed Forces relief team was greeted by Supreme Commander General Sommai Kautila. The team was comprised of 51 medical staff and plumbers who were assigned to give aid to flood victims in Myanmar between the 7th of August and the 4th of September. General Sommai thanked all the personnel for their tireless efforts, which, according to him, helped strengthen the ties between Thailand and Myanmar. He said the Burmese government had also expressed its appreciation for the Thai military personnel's assistance. The widespread flooding has gripped Myanmar since July. The disaster has claimed more than 100 lives and affected more than 1 million people. The Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau, or TCEB, in collaboration with Stanford International University, has introduced the event management program in a bid to develop international workforce standards for the MICE industry. Kun Benjamin Rujo Prakan has this report.
The term MICE stands for Meetings, Incentives, Conferences, and Exhibitions. Due to the fact that Thailand has an increasing need of trained staff, Stanford International University has designed a program called Event Management that helps MICE laborers in Thailand meet international standards. Mr. Jules Mahe, CEO of Laureate International Universities Thailand, explained that the program has great potential to raise the quality of MICE staff in Thailand to be on par with international standards. If successful, the program hopes to generate more than 1 trillion baht per year.
So this program is extremely important for Stanford. We believe in education that is connected with the industry, because our role as a university is to prepare well our young people for their professional life. And we believe that in the world there is a disconnect between universities and the industry, and our role is to reconnect with the industry. So this program is a perfect example of how we can collaborate with the industry to make our programs and our education relevant to the industry, so that our students, after they graduate, they can find a job, the job they want, with the right salary. So given that Stanford is part of Laureate, which is the largest private higher education organization in the world, with 1 million students, 80 universities in 30 countries, our students have the opportunity to spend time abroad in Europe, in North America, in Australia, in other countries in Asia, in South America, which is a tremendous advantage for them to gain multicultural skills that are required by all companies today in the world.
He went on to say that event management program graduates will receive quality education and an intensive on-the-job learning experience along with English proficiency.
Event management program, our students will have the opportunity to do part of their program in the US, in Chicago, at Kendall College. So they will then have 2 degrees, 1 degree from Stanford in Thailand and 1 degree from Kendall in the US, which is extremely valuable for them. So our students, after they graduate, they are ready for their professional life, which is very, very important. They speak English very, very well. I think we have the best English program in the country, So all our students are fluent in English, and they are problem solvers, they have creativity, they are confident. What we do at Stanford is we make our students confident so that when they graduate, they are ready to work and to interact with other people from those companies.
In the meantime, Nichapa Yotsui, Director of Industrial Development of MICE, said TCEP is trying to encourage a higher quality English-speaking workforce, while expressing her belief that with such a program in place, Thailand will be able to produce quality graduates for MICE with exceptional English language skills, supporting the growth of the MICE market. The event management program is the first and only program offered in Thailand. It focuses on fulfilling the potential of new graduates and raising the level of experience in the MICE sector. This provides a perfect platform for the ASEAN economic community, as many corporations are seeking graduates with not just English language skills, but also with an international mindset and ability to work in multicultural environments.
And in other stories from around the globe, where migrants arriving from the east were welcomed at a Vienna train station. Also, refugees received a warm welcome from local residents in Munich after Germany threw open its borders to thousands of exhausted migrants on Saturday. At West Bahnhof station, hot drinks and snacks were offered to the migrants, many of whom had traveled from Hungary with small children. Some Syrian refugees displayed a Syrian flag with the word freedom written on it. The warm welcome was in stark contrast to the chaotic scenes many of the travelers had witnessed in Hungary. In Germany, authorities say up to 10,000 migrants were expected to arrive in Munich on Saturday on special trains from Budapest, where the right-wing government had tried to stop them, but was overwhelmed by the sheer numbers reaching Europe's frontiers. The scenes highlighting Europe's worst refugee crisis since the Yugoslav wars of the 1990s. Local residents came to the station to welcome the asylum seekers to their final destinations, clapping and cheering as families arrived smiling. They handed out information leaflets and aid and clapped hands with migrants as they walked past. Berlin's decision to open its borders for Syrians was an exceptional case made out of humanitarian reasons, according to Germany's Interior Ministry, saying in a communique that Europe's so-called Dublin rules, which require migrants to apply for asylum in the first European Union country they arrive, had not been suspended. The decision to allow Syrian refugees stranded in Hungary to travel to Germany was made in light of the current emergency situation, according to the statement. The Raha town officials gathered on Saturday around the entrance of the town hall to celebrate the lifting of an evacuation order 4 years after the 2011 quake, tsunami, and nuclear crisis in Japan forced the residents to flee. The mayor of this town of 7,200 before the triple disaster, Yuki Matsumoto, called on the 100 municipal government employees at a ceremony to note this was just the beginning. Naraha is one of 9 municipalities whose residents had been ordered to evacuate in the aftermath of the nuclear meltdown at the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear plant 20 kilometers away. The evacuation order affected approximately 70,000 people. According to national broadcaster NHK, many still reside in temporary housing scattered over northern Japan. Naraha is the 3rd municipality after parts of Tamura and Kawauchi were cleared earlier this year to lift the evacuation order. It is the first time a whole township has been allowed to return. NHK said, however, it was still uncertain how many residents would return permanently to a town still without hospitals, supermarkets, and with the lingering fear of radiation still present, even after decontamination efforts. And that's it for today's edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. And you can also follow us on Facebook or visit our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. And for now, we're going to say goodbye with a cute video of a 1-year-old cat named Soda sucking milk from a mother poodle. I'm Surapalao Tharanarit. Thank you for your company and have a great day. สวัสดีครับ